Okay. Welcome, everyone. So, welcome to another episode of Banter over Whiskey. Um, tonight we're welcoming somebody back that's been on numerous times as a guest host. I think he's a friend of the podcast, but I would certainly term him as a friend of mine. So, looking forward to catching up with Mr. John Jarvis. Welcome, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much. Looking forward to it.
Welcome, John.
As you said, I sort of have slotted in here quite a little bit just before we went live. I actually wondered if I'd done a stream with you already.
Yes,
you know,
you have done a stream with us already. It's just it hasn't been focused on you.
I'm just waiting to know who's the guest host coming on tonight as my plus one.
Like you know what? I thought about that late this afternoon. I thought, why didn't we do that? But yeah, anyway,
that's all right.
We didn't organise it. It's all about you, mate. It's all about you tonight. So, I suppose there might be a few people out there watching or listening that probably need a little bit of a rundown on the distillery. Would you be able to give us a bit of a rundown?
All right, okay. So
clearly we should have had Justin on as a guest host.
Well, just get him in now. What's the worst that can happen? I actually did invite somebody on, but yeah, they said they didn't want to come on as a guest host. So I was like, all right, Justin will be like second best, I reckon. That's all right. All right, so yeah, my name's John. I manage a distillery in Tasmania called Hobart Whiskey. I'm going to give the elevator pitch. We're a small family-owned distillery based sort of 5 minutes from the city. Started operating in 2014, distilling in 2015, and basically, just started as a bit of a passion project for the director. I work across quite a few of his businesses, helping him sort of manage and people manage, business manage, that sort of stuff, and basically he just lets me run the distillery as if it's my own distillery. I get to make whiskey for me, and then I get to sell it to people. And if they don't like it, don't want to buy it, really doesn't matter that much because the distillery is sort of wrapped up in all these other businesses. So, it's a bit of a dream job. I get to bust my ass in all these other businesses, so the distillery can, just truck along, I guess, and be a bit of fun. Adrian, mate, I've seen you completely fuck that cork then. That is not how you open a bottle. I just seen you go come on.
Oh, look, it's been sitting there for a while. I didn't blame anyone. I just sort of blame myself for not opening it properly. But look, I don't think the lid's going to go back on it tonight anyway. So it's definitely a bottle kill kind of night.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's pretty miserable weather down here. There's a fucking load of snow on the mountain.
Wow.
Freezing, and it's pissing down with rain, which is why I opted to do the stream from the comfort of my own home tonight. But it also means I don't need to ration my intake, and I'll probably kick back and have a couple.
Awesome. Because I've seen you when you do have to drive, and you're certainly throwing back then. So,
mate, I am an upstanding, responsible citizen.
Yeah. Absolutely. I'm sure Alex would attest to that as well. Welcome, Alex. So I suppose that's the elevator version of the distillery rundown. What's the plan? What's the plan for the distillery? So, I mean, people may not know it's sort of in the middle of suburbia, isn't it?
Yeah, we're sort of tucked away in a suburb called Moona. Basically, we're in an old egg farm. The owner, Rocky, bought the egg farm building quite a while ago while it was still operating as an egg farm. And to this day, on the exterior of the building, we still have Tasmanian egg farms. No signage to imply we are a distillery there. We're tucked away. We've been producing since day dot. The only thing Rocky did say back in the day, years and years ago, was, I want to do single malt, single cask. And I'm like, Rocky, mate, you're an idiot. You can't do nothing but single cask, right? It's too hard. So I think to this day we've done one single cask. you know, we sort of just play around with it. I forgot your question. What was it? The plan? We just want to make whiskey. We just want to make whiskey, share it with people that enjoy it. There's going to be a sweet spot on the amount of whiskey we make, and it means we're going to have surplus whiskey. And at that point, I have no idea what the end goal is. Maybe make more whiskey and then sell it to people that enjoy whiskey. Like, it's not rocket science, is it?
No, well, it's not. But you know, like expansion, that sort of thing. You know, like you're fairly limited, I suppose. Is there a plan to expand?
Okay, all right. I see where you're going. You're calling, aren't you? Just be through your bullshit.
Gee, sometimes you really got to lead them to the water, don't you?
It's been a big week. I was in Melbourne on Saturday night too. That was a big night. All right, so expansion. So we're sort of tucked away in the suburbs. We have no cellar door. We have no front of house. We have no customer facing experience at the distillery. Typically for the average Joe, if you know somebody, happy to do tours and tastings, that sort of stuff. But yeah, we are looking to build a customer experience, which at this point started as a bit of an idea to just sort of buy some property up on the East Coast, which happened, and then we bought a bit more property, and now it's turned into quite a sizable hotel that I'm in the process of helping the director develop, which will have a distillery component. So the plan is to expand up there, full tasting experience, bar, restaurant, hotel, and the plan is hopefully a finishing still. So at the moment we're still running on a single 1800 litre pot still, which we use for our wash, our stripping runs and our spirit runs. The plan's always been to get another still, whether we're going to buy a bigger wash still or a smaller spirit still. I think, given the way the market's shifting, we are definitely more that craft boutique.
Hang on, mine or his?
I think all three of us are pretty prone to that, that little bit of grey. So, so it was actually Alex that I invited on to co-host today, and she was like, "No, John, I just don't like you that well." So, very disappointed. I'm just going to call her out right now.
Jeez, Alex, I'm disappointed. I thought you might have been too busy. I wouldn't have thought to invite you, but you would have been welcome.
She is going to Hobart on Sunday, and I think yesterday morning, I swear it was just way too early. I got this voicemail because I couldn't answer my phone for some reason, and I just forwarded it to my wife Rachel, and I was like, "Are you ready for this?" And the only message I got back from Rachel was, "Oh God." So that is 100% what we are expecting from Alex's arrival on Sunday. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast.
So with the expansion, does that mean that? So how are the two distilleries going to work together? Like,
fuck, man, I hadn't thought that far ahead. Come on, like, I guess at this point, the gist would be we do our stripping runs in Hobart and ship low wines up to the coast and do our spirit runs, or at least some of them. Obviously, would have a different still, different maturation, so the product would be quite different. So we don't want to change sort of the identity of what is Hobart whiskey that much. It would probably be quite a small still, and a lot of that would just be, I guess, customer experience, getting to show customers what we do without them having to come through the hazardous Moona facility, which you have a beautiful photo of behind you. Can't see too many safety hazards, at least in that photo. So
no.
Yeah, because you have to bring it up top a little bit more. That's why.
You mean the tasting space or on top of the racks?
On top of the racks.
Yeah.
You notice there's no ladder in the picture. That's because there's no ladder in the distillery, right? You just climb up the side of the.
No. Come on, again. We are upstanding, responsible adults. We do not do anything like that. So I guess that's a plan, though, and I guess it comes down to that whole thing where what do we want to do with the brand, and we want to engage with our customers and basically show them what we do, but we don't want to show them what we do in Moona because effectively we're also just a sort of 2 to 3 person team as well. So we don't really have the assets to have people through the Moona facility regularly.
Yeah. Sure.
So I want to go around the table first and ask these guys what their favourite Ailstorm song is.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of their latest stuff. But, yeah.
I like their old stuff better than their new stuff.
Yeah.
What's an
That was
Ailstorm?
another band.
So Ailstorm is a metalcore band. They're touring Australia in November, actually, and I'm travelling to Melbourne to see them with my good mate Justin Farmer here, and Rach will take Rach with me as well. So I'm pretty sure I've subjected anyone that's come to the distillery with Ailstorm. It's pirate metal. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what you were smashing out whilst we were stuck in the back of the Kluger on the way to the Barrel and Batch tours.
Yeah, quite probably. I love that photo where you guys are all sort of crammed up in the back. Well, that was a fun day driving out to Lark Bothwell. Yeah. But, we recently had a Tasmanian Whiskey weekend, and my good mate Dave was driving to the next event, and he was in my Kluger, and he had to sort of do a lap to come around the car park to talk to me about something, window down. And as he got in range of my Bluetooth, it was just like full level Ailstorm in the vehicle. It was beautiful. Had a few people in the car, and it was just because I forget about it. You turn the car off, muted music or whatever. So, if anybody watching or listening to this stream, I highly recommend you go and check out Ailstorm. They have a new song, which is not bad, but I'm a bit of a sucker for the classics, like Set Sail and Conquer. Probably one of the best choruses I've ever heard.
Yeah, that's what I said. The latest stuff, not a fan.
You yeah, never mind. Probably can't. It's probably a bit early to start using you. We're
that's not stopped you before. Bloody hell.
And Tristan on the weekend, it was a little love tap. Just Tristan Farmer, you're a tool. That's all it was. Just getting back to Justin's comment earlier.
And did they deserve it?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Have you met the guy?
Well, what's the problem?
No, he's a good guy. Yeah, we had a pretty fun weekend or pretty fun night in Melbourne. I flew to Melbourne about 8 a.m. on Saturday morning and flew back to Hobart about 8 a.m. on Sunday morning. We got back to the at about 5 a.m. So yeah.
Didn't even see you.
Well, you didn't come to the festival, did you? I thought I might see you there. I was repping old mate Ray's Barrel and Batch, got him plenty of sign-ups. It's amazing
Nice.
how susceptible people are to signing up through a QR code when you threaten them. So I think that's where Ray goes wrong. He's just way too nice.
Well, especially if you've got you holding a knife in the background that you've made fresh.
I was about to say, could they have got somebody more intimidating?
Well, see, I was picked for my good looks and charm because I had to work alongside old Simon Gorham. But just nobody wants to interact with that. So.
Yeah.
Hats and tats.
Hats and tats. Yeah, okay.
I've never been before. So when I go to Melbourne, normally I just sort of wind up at Whiskey and Almond and I just sort of sit at the bar and, responsibly drink. And then Simon was like, oh, you like metal, you've got to go to Hats and Tats. And Alex also wanted to take me to Hats and Tats, but she stood me up on Saturday night as well. So basically, yeah, when you walk in, and the guys behind the bar are like, oh, you John, Simon's mentioned you. And they start playing Parkway Drive and Ailstorm and, basically just half-hour tribute to my metal love. I would have happily died there that night. I mean, I'm probably glad I didn't. I mean, Rachel's probably glad I didn't as well, but it's a beautiful place. I think it's one of my new favourite venues in Melbourne.
Nice.
Melbourne for it, right?
No.
But
Yeah, that's the old remake of Hats and Tats because they were South Melbourne, if my memory serves me right. and that was a rocking place. So I haven't seen this new one. This is only up the road from Whiskey and Element now, isn't it?
I think it's like $2 or something. Yeah.
Is that actually on the corner?
Oh, wow.
Well, see, I've been at this bloody Isle of Festival all day, so I don't know where
He
I was.
doesn't know.
But it's an amazing place. You go up some stairs, and it's all black, and an amazing bar. Got some beers, and you just run into people you know.
Yeah. I need to suss that out for myself because I remember Life Hats and Tats used to be the next stop after Casa Divino tastings, and you carry on there with like a kilo of chicken wings, southern fried and whatever's happening at the bar. And actually, that was my first time that I discovered Foursquare rum was because of Hats and Tats. They were like, I want to try something different that's not whiskey.
Yeah, right.
All right. And the guys that work, I think Tim Carlin was one of the bartenders at the time. I don't know if he's still working there or not. All I hear about is this Josh, who I see a lot of photos of. But I'll have to head down and meet the guys and have a drink or a few.
Oh, it's a beautiful space. I love it. Like to me, the bar as well is all about the people. So I love going to Whiskey and Element because I know the people and there's always people there I know. But Hats and Tats, you run into similar people and you just make friends with people as you go. I don't know where the video went, but there was even like a sort of like a choir of people just going, like basically up in levels and big fuck you, John, at the end. So you can't get that at any bar.
Yeah. Yes, I did see that one actually.
How did you see it? Did I see it? I don't think I've even got a copy of that.
I don't know. I didn't get a copy. I just saw it. Oh, there you go. Alex is saying she had the video. So I'm guessing that's probably where I saw it.
There you go.
Popped up on a story or something.
I was a bit disappointed I didn't get a tattoo while I was there. Just get like some sort of shady bathroom tattoo and it'd be complete, I reckon. Just like a small Southern Cross on the neck or something. Something classy.
Yeah.
Made in Hobart.
What's the postcode for Moona?
Mate, we're in a
great code. Now to be a bloody QR code.
QR code, that's it. Oh, imagine that. People scanning.
Used to be a barcode.
Yeah.
and being so disappointed with where it takes them.
So John, you mentioned before that you're doing a whole heap of stuff for Rocky and it's sort of the distillery's the fun bit. Like what's your background? Like, I mean,
you mean apart from just being like naturally charming, or
that's not where I was going, but let's go. Let's start with that.
Right. So I guess I'm qualified graphic designer, got into marketing, sales and marketing. Just realised that, I started studying marketing at uni, sort of got a certain way through. I was like, well, all marketing is talking to people and trying to sell them something that they do or don't want to buy. And I sort of I met Rocky on a different job, not the distillery, just a different thing I was doing for him. And he's like, oh, I'm going to start a distillery. Do you want to see? It's like, yeah, I'll go and check it out. And I was sort of latched on then. So basically, Rocky sort of taught me a lot. Rocky and his family's taught me a lot, more about business and management and that sort of stuff, people management. So nowadays, I'm just sort of like an offsider to Rocky. I'm a bit of a problem solver. Rocky can ring me up, or anyone sort of in their immediate family can ring me up, and I'll fix a problem for them. And
so like a henchman type.
Basically, yeah. I prefer the term like the corrector.
Corrector.
Or the accountant.
Okay.
So they've got quite a few businesses. They do a lot of property development. Like this hotel up on the coast. A lot of commercial property development, residential property development, an olive grove and farm, building, a bit of wholesaling, a bit of retailing, a bit of market space, a bit of let me think. we sort of bounce around ideas of what we could do, and they're receptive to me coming to them with ideas, and we'll flesh it out. But basically, I work alongside Rocky and the family and just help them fix problems. All right. So the problem could be anything, but basically, I've got a numbers head. I like numbers and troubleshooting and problem solving, and so that's what I'm good at. So could be anything, but I'm sort of spread across a lot of businesses, and that's and then the distillery, Rocky just lets me run it like it's my own. It started as his passion project, but basically said to me recently, like, if I stopped working for him, he'd probably sell the distillery because he sees it like mine, but he pays the bills, which is great, best position to be in. But I realised I've probably taken over and sort of turned it into my brand, my identity, and made whiskey for me. And at shows I tell people, if I had to sell whiskey, on a real commercial scale, I feel like so much of the identity would be lost about what we're trying to create. Ben is great; he's our distiller, works full time, busts his ass to basically fix problems that I put on him. I solve problems for the family by creating other problems for other people. And between us, we just make whiskey that we love and sell it to people.
Yeah. So how long have you been with the group?
I think pushing 8 years now. So 2014. Okay. What are we now? 2020. I think it's towards the end of 2014. So 6, 7.
Because is that when? So you basically joined Rocky just before the distillery.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, basically, and I think I sort of come on, with all intentions of working with, the guy I call our founding distiller, and sort of taking over some of the production for him. But pretty quickly, Rocky's got a good head when it comes to sort of working out what people are good at, and what I'm good at is fixing problems, and what I'm not good at is sitting there just running a still, shoveling mash. Like, I don't want to shovel mash and do all that sort of laborious stuff. I love being on the phone, just talking to people, just talking. Can you tell?
I see that. Like, no, seriously, like you said before, charismatic and all that sort of stuff. Like literally, in the Australian whiskey industry, there's a few people that are, everybody knows and everybody, is drawn to, and you're one of those people. So, I think it's because of your charisma, and I think it's because of your I suppose that's the main reason why I asked, because like the way you are involved in the whiskey industry, the way you lend a hand, and I cheekily put a picture up this afternoon of Mr. Meredith lifting the barrel above his head, and you're in the background. You're so excited that he's actually got it up. Oh, and that's what you like. So yeah.
Oh, look, but this whole industry though has been so welcoming, and I'm still one of the newbies by compared to some of the legends in the industry. But everybody's sort of come in. They welcome everybody with open arms, and I remember the first time I invited Mr. Bill Lark and Mr. Mark Nicholson into the distillery, and I was like, shoot myself, like, how do I cater to the whiskey greats? And they just pull out in the backyard and they walk through, and they're just talking about fishing or this or that as they walk through, and they just sort of, shake hands, jump around a little bit, and they just sort of like, all right, what do I do? They sit down on the cask and they're like, all right, well, where's the bloody whiskey? Like, what are we doing here? There's no, people that have helped build this industry, not just Bill Lark, but all the other people that have come along for the ride. And are still in this industry to the day. They're all just so accepting and welcoming, and we're all good mates. We all sort of shoot the shit and have a laugh and offer to help each other out. And it's just the good thing about that is if I fuck up and have no corks, I could ring somebody who's got corks, and I can go and get some corks. There's enough market share for every Australian distillery to to survive. And I think everybody knows that. It's grown in a rapid pace. We were distillery number, I think, 9 or 10 in Tasmania. And now I think they're up to 90 something. And that's in like 7 or 8 years. So,
that's
7
insane,
or 8 years,
isn't it?
would it be 180? I don't think so. I think it's sort of like there's going to be a tipping point, but nothing has changed. Everybody's still welcoming. There's always a few like sheep, but you soon just get herded off into their own paddock and disregarded or slaughtered. So
Slaughtered? What with a certain type of knife or something like that?
Oh, mate, any knife, I reckon.
Sword.
Do you like knives?
I love knives, mate, and like what you've been doing. Like I've been watching. Like this sounds really sad, but I've been watching YouTube clips of people making knives for a long time. I just find it fascinating, and I've always been interested in it. Never thought that it was something that I could do, and
you are going to do it now. You should do it.
I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I'm desperately thinking about it. Like that knife that you made for Tim Duckett's fundraiser.
Yeah,
like that was incredible.
That was my first one as well. That was. Well, I mean, it was the first one I didn't fucking break or give up on, or I've been working on it for a little while, and basically this whole knife thing started as it's meant to be, and it still is just sort of therapy for me. So much of my work I'm looking at a screen, whether I'm at work or I'd come home and get on my computer. If it wasn't on my computer, I'd be on my phone. I don't watch a lot of television. I just it doesn't keep my focus. So even if I'm sort of watching TV, I'm on my phone. And I was like, I need a hobby, just something I can do. I did a little bit of this, years and years ago. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to buy a forge and get into it, and away we go. Be a cheap hobby, fucking anything but a cheap hobby. Like this has just cost me so much money, like more than I would ever tolerate should I spend on it. It's just one thing, even just I live opposite Bunnings, and just going, I just need a few things, 40, 50, 60 bucks. And you do that every week or 2 weeks, and it adds up so quick. Already burnt out one grinder, already killed one forge. But for me, it is just pure therapy. I go out there over the weekend, of the morning, can't hear my phone ring because of the metal or the forge or the grinder. My lovely wife Rachel brings me out coffees. She brings me out food. She doesn't want me coming inside because I get absolutely fucking filthy. And then I stay out there till I think the neighbours will get pissed off, and then I come inside. And it's great fun. It's a good hobby. I urge everybody to get into it. Just do it.
I think it's really intriguing.
Yeah, personally I couldn't do it, but I love watching people you know what it is. At the end of the day, it's a skill set. But if you've got the drive to want to learn how to do it, kudos to you. So that's why I admire your efforts into what you're doing, John, because you're taking the bull by the horns and you're giving it a crack and bearing the fruits out of it. You're making some good stuff. So good on you.
Yeah, look, it's a lot of fun. I guess I have a bit of an edge because my old man was a Boilermaker welder. Now he does fuckloads of woodwork. So I just go around and use all his tools. I don't need to buy a drill press. He gave me his welder, so I don't need to buy a welder. I just go around and basically get him to fix all the things I fuck up. But I've basically almost completed my second knife now, which will be up for the Winter Feast. Now I think I posted it up today. So
did you really?
Yeah, I haven't seen.
So there's a bidding war happening as we speak.
No, not at all. It's going to be a giveaway. Just jump on Hobart Whiskey, Facebook, Instagram, or pop it up in the chat. You're probably not ready for that, are you? And you?
No.
Just go and do it. It's just easy. You just click through a few things and get your entries, and away you go.
Okay, I'll do that. I'm in.
I think we'll be in on that.
So what else makes Mr. John Jarvis tick? That's if that's your passion at the moment, like, what else are you doing? What else is happening in John Jarvis's life?
Not much at the moment. It's all been a lot of focus on work, a lot of focus on knives. A couple of months ago, for the first time in, I reckon, over a decade, I cancelled my gym membership. I was, I know.
I was about to ask you if you're still doing powerlifting and stuff, but
no. So I want to get back to it. I just
only the barrels.
Yeah,
I was going to say.
Yeah, I sit at work just like lifting cask after car. No, I sort of had burnt out of it and wasn't motivated. I thought, fuck it, just gonna rip the band-aid off, gonna can the membership, give it a few months and see what happens. And I've sussed down a new gym now, and I think it's just a matter of finding time to get over there. But obviously, about to go into the winter feast, it's gonna be a bit hectic for the next 10 to 14 days. But yeah, again, it's one of them things. Just helps me unwind. Just go in, move heavy things around. Burn off some of the adrenaline of talking to fuck sticks on the day or on the phone all day. So much of my job is just spent. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. I should mean loyal customers and potential customers. No, it's just problem solving. I spend so much time on the phone, email, computer. Just getting away from the space is bliss for me.
Can you just keep me up to date on when you were actually going to go back to the gym? And just before you go back, we might have a arm wrestle rematch, if that's all right with you.
Absolutely, no, that's fine. Anytime, mate. I as you know, I need to put a shirt off for it, so it's going to be Sydney all over again. But you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, well, just so that everybody knows, everybody listening knows, like I held John accountable for a couple of minutes there in an arm wrestle. So
I'm pretty sure that's just because I was in hysterics because you look like you're trying to grow a beard. Because mate, you look so good with a beard. You got to go back and grow that beard back.
I think you're in hysterics because I was struggling to do anything, and you're just sitting there drinking water at the same time.
That was a fun night as well. That was another messy night, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was good fun though. It was great fun.
It was, absolutely. Yeah, beautiful day. A fair bit of food and alcohol, and I don't know. We were there for some awards or something, right? So I think we did that because we were outside arm wrestling, but
Yeah, I'm sure you picked something up, but I don't know where you were. I think you might have been in the toilet or something.
Yeah.
So I guess it'd be a miss of us to have you on here and not talk about whiskey, right? So
right, because it's called Banter.
So we might have to talk about some of your releases, like.
Adrian, mate, when you pour your bottle, you've got to have the Hobart whiskey facing the camera, not the back of the bottle.
You can't really see it anyway. It's just there we go. I better do a top up.
Yeah, that's
even more so.
What was that bottle?
It's not a bottle,
John.
This little fella,
a little one.
It's a wee one. Oh, hang on. So this is
a little 200ml bottle.
Yeah, one little 200s. That is, can you read that?
Barrel aged cherry liqueur.
Yes, that's what that is.
That is literally what I am drinking right now. So, well, yeah, it's bigger, but there's probably only 150 mils in it. So
Yeah, I've got the bigger brother tucked away with the rest of them over there sleeping.
Did you have to rearrange your shelf tonight to pull the Hobarts up like front and center?
No, they've stayed there since. They've just been. That's like that whole bottom shelf is just full of Hobart.
Oh, perfect. I'm glad.
Yeah.
He did rearrange it last week when we had.
I was just thinking the same.
We all did with Overeem last week. You have all the Overeems up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Overeems. Oh no, so down here's like all the open stuff that I drink. Or that myself and my wife now drink, now that she can drink again. But Overeem's tucked around in that corner up there. So and then I've just pulled them all over here for display. But yours are it's got a full-time residency up there,
Yeah.
so I'm not really those down there. I love you, mate, but not
Double
that much.
checking, John.
Needed the access, right? quick access for the Hobart stuff. There,
That's it. Because there's double handling as well when you get down the tube. I am disappointed though you didn't invite me on to guest host with Jane and Mark last week. I mean, was that by their request? Because I was just gonna
Again, afraid so, mate. Yeah. Your reputation procedure.
We did put it out there. In fact, they're not the first ones that we put it out there with, and they politely declined.
The ones that don't respond when you ask.
Yeah. We might have to stop because a few people that we've suggested that to have ghosted us. So I'm not sure what that's about. So, the cherry liqueur cask, one of the best things, or one of the things that I love about Hobart whiskey is would you call it innovation? Like it's like what you guys do. I think the maple cask was something that you guys did first, and absolutely blew everybody away with. And the cherry liqueur is oh man, it is close to my favorite Hobart release. Okay. I absolutely love it. And if
see that's
good on you, Alex. Good
enough said. Enough said. Right.
I was writing tasting notes for our winter feast this year, so look, I think that whole thing again comes back to the fact we sort of have a bit of luxury with what we do, so we can do a bit of experimentation. Last year, Ben came to me and he wanted to make a barrel-aged cherry liqueur. That's great, love the idea. And then Ben has these great ideas, a bit like our beer series. He comes to me and he does something, and I just take it. I just make it so much bigger and so much more difficult. But yeah. I sort of forgot until I was looking through emails today, but that barrel-aged cherry liqueur took out Australia's best fruit liqueur in the 2022 World Whisky Awards. I haven't promoted it because I haven't got any liqueur left, right? So, can't sell it anyway. The maple stuff, that was sort of a bit of dumb luck. In 2019, we did the Winter Feast for our first one. I wanted a limited release for it, so we finished a whiskey in this rum maple cask and sort of just took people by surprise. I mean, I didn't expect people would get so excited about it. And most people didn't really get excited about it until we'd sold out. Then they realised they couldn't get any more. 2020 we did the bourbon maple. 2021 we made a maple stout. You can see there's a bit of a pattern going on here. Yeah, and this year, so we sort of had to double down, I guess, and do something quite a bit different. So, yeah, we took a cask up to a bacon smokehouse and left it in their smokehouse for a while to, infuse a cask with bacon smoke, and fucking oath it did. And then we filled that with maple syrup, natural maple syrup, and let that just season in it. And then we pulled that out and we bottled the maple syrup. And I think there's only a handful of people that might have tried it. Did you try it, Brad, when you were down for the whiskey weekend?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
And Alex has tried it as well. And then so we bottled that sort of bacon smoked maple syrup. And now we've finished a whiskey in it, which, is this one right here. So I was writing tasting notes on it. Like, how many times can you write bacon and maple in a tasting note before it is literally just bacon maple? But pretty exciting. Yeah, that'll be going out Thursday. Yeah.
Thursday.
You got your supers ready to get people to say, if they want access, sign up to the newsletter. I hope so. I mean, it's not like a half-assed operation, is it?
No, definitely not.
Not anymore.
No.
It used to be, trust me.
Maybe for
go back to the early episodes.
A little bit longer. We promise we'll be better for the next episode. So,
I like that description. I like that description.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks heaps for that, Alex.
I'm really looking forward to sharing this with people. It's it's sort of like even more different. I know there's some people that don't sort of maybe like the fact we do so much experimentation, but I mean, we'll have some fun with it, right? Like, what's the point in doing it if we're not going to have fun?
Alex, I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm surprised you think that breakfast is anything but liquid. I'm not sure what's going on there. But yes, you can take a bow. Nice work, Alex. So apart from that, are there any other special releases, in these barrels behind me that you can tell us about or not? No.
Just
We've got another stout cask that's almost ready. Not sure what to do with it. So the beer cask we did a little while ago have gone pretty well. Again, one of Ben's ideas comes to me, want to do like 8 barrel aged beer, and so I was like, well, fuck it, let's do 4 of them, which was just crazy.
The
porter.
I've got the smoky red rye at the moment.
Yeah. So porter, stout, ginger beer, and smoky red ale. Peter cask, so that's, I think, very, very close. I'm thinking like maybe July, August close. So,
oh wow.
You've been a bit on the quiet side. You've been a bit like Hobart's been very quiet like this first half of the year. So, like, surely we can expect some real crazy things to follow.
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of, I don't know how it happened. So we just sort of, this year we did a Lefroy cask with the guys at Drink Taz. We did a cognac cask with the guys at the Whiskey List, and we sort of just neglect our own. Oh, fuck, here we go. Righto. Yeah.
Hey, Vic, how are you going, mate?
How you doing?
Yeah, but over this fucking thing.
What's that?
Keep going.
All right, okay, yeah. So Lefroy cask, I think, maybe July, August this year. And I've got another Botrytis cask that we've got coming on. We've got a Madeira, we've got our Ion. We sort of have a few bits and pieces. I really want to do another cask strength bourbon as well. Just as many people know, I'm a sucker for bourbon cask, but it's got to be really good. Be amazing to do another single cask, but the only single cask we've done is with barrel and batch. But yeah, again, it's just so hard to pull off. So even the barrel and batch, there we go, the barrel and batch 5-year-old single cask. I felt it could have been just a tiny bit better with a little bit more, vatted in, whether a tiny bit of sherry or a little bit of peat or something, just to make it more rounded whiskey. But Ray being Ray, like absolutely froths over single cask. So,
but that was a very big bourbon cask whiskey. That was amazing stuff. Just super tropical fruits. That loved it. So very robust. But that's it's Hobart whiskey in its purest, really. And that's what we love about it. Like, not saying that being like a Hobart whiskey fan, but saying that as a whiskey enthusiast, like as a whiskey drinker. So, yeah, it's good stuff.
I love it, mate. You're such a wordsmith. Like, you just, put it out there beautifully. Hobart whiskey is good. That's what I drew away from that. So
it's gooder than others.
It's more better than the rest of them.
Yes.
What sort of glass is
Better than I thought.
Is that like what did I say before he come on, before we went live? I called it. I know exactly.
You did. You called it. So
I like it.
So actually, while we're talking about barrel and batch, like, are there other collaborations happening at the moment? I mean, I know a particular one or two.
What are one or two you know of?
Well, somebody that made a couple of comments right at the start of this episode, Mr. Justin Farmer's got a couple of collaborations going on there.
Yeah. We've got a handful of private casks. In 2020, I just got sick of people asking if they can buy a private cask, so I gave people the opportunity to. And I thought we might sell like 5 or 6 private casks. We fucking sold like 25 or 30 of them, which is awful because now I've got to deal with 25 or 30 private casks at some point. But that's just a problem for future, John. I'm not going to worry about that for now. But yeah, look, Justin Farmer, obviously big personality, big whiskey hopes and dreams, and recently done his first release, which It's not bad, quite liked it. I even told Brett Steele, probably my best Spirit Thief whiskey I've had. So Justin should be really proud with that.
Oh, wow.
Having chats with other people all the time. I mean, we don't really put down private casks. So most of the time if we do bottling, it's based off the fact we've, found something we thought's not shit. And we've worked it or gotten it to a point or start having a conversation with somebody about, this might work as a release. So there's a bit in the works, but, you put me on the spot without my notes and without my cask records.
No. It's more a general question around, like what you guys are doing ongoing, like are you still taking orders for private casts? Are you still, open to barrel picks and that sort of stuff? Yeah.
Look, we do like very, very, very few private casks now. And typically the people that might put down a cask with us are people that we already have some relationship with. So, it might be somebody that's bought bottles from us before and wants to do something a little bit different, or someone like Justin that had one and have that conversation. And again, a lot of what we do is just, it's this mateship thing between us, like if any of you guys bring me out on the private cask, maybe we'll have that conversation. But the Joe Blows that just sort of email me out of the blue, not overly interested because that's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
what's going on here?
He's got a question for you.
He's on mute though.
Yeah.
Have you hit the mute button on yourself? Oh, hang on.
I fucking did, didn't I? What's with the closet? What's his story about the closet? Tell us about the closet. Alex is mentioning something about a closet.
The drink.
The secret closet drink.
I was going to say, says the bloke that's sitting in the closet at the moment. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't think.
Give away my fucking secret. Come on.
Jeez. Don't tell everybody when he's coming out of the closet. That's for sure.
This has deteriorated rapidly tonight. Like,
I'll tell you what. With this fucking bottle, I don't think I'll ever come out of the closet.
Yeah.
Shit, this is good.
That's fantastic. Whiskey that turns you.
The whiskey that turns you. Jesus, that's a tasting.
What do you have to say about that, John?
No, fuck. All right. So, closet drink. So, I guess I drink what I like. I've never really cared too much about what I drink and how I drink it. I really, really, really want to be like a wine wanker. I want to drink more wine. But I just don't like wine, so it makes it hard. So quite a bit of, like olive oil stuff with Rocky with his farm and, tasting olive oil and that sort of stuff, blending olive oil. And I feel like there's a big overlap between whiskey, olive oil and wine. But it's really hard to get into wine. I love cocktails. I fucking love cocktails. I don't care what sort of cocktail it is. But I'm fucking notoriously lazy when it comes to drinking. Like my cocktails are made of whiskey and nothing, just whiskey and glass. So typically when I go out, I love just ordering cocktails from a good bar that knows how to make cocktail. Honestly, I wouldn't even know what a bad cocktail was. I'm not fancy.
So there you go. So
yeah.
What's
thing is, right, like the pretty pink ones, like if they taste good or they have alcohol in them or it doesn't matter. Like who's going to walk up to me and be like, you can't drink that. I would love that.
Well, I think the last guy was Tristan, right? And he got smacked in the bar in Melbourne. Hey, loved it. So so which bar is your go-to bar in Hobart?
Gold Bar,
sort of thing.
100%.
The Gold Bar? Okay.
If nobody's been to the Gold Bar, you've got to go to the Gold Bar. Ian and his team there, phenomenal. Normally I just prop myself up with Rach in the corner, and Ian and his people just like feed us cocktails and brands, and we talk to people. It's a bit of like that crossover. I've seen a lot of similarities between Hats and Tats and the Gold Bar. Sort of like a bit of that hospo crowd, I met a guy that was fully, I can't remember where he said he was from, but he had like huge black makeup and singlet, and he was just having like his break pint at Hats and Tats, and I got talking to him, and I should remember what the conversation was, but I don't remember shit. So the Gold Bar's great, sort of get that hospo vibe, but you still get some foot traffic and never that busy that you got to yell at people to have a conversation, but never quiet that you're sitting by yourself, feeling like you shouldn't be sitting at a bar drinking by yourself. So
yeah, okay.
Yeah,
How often do you do that, John? Sit in a bar drinking by yourself?
Oh, not often, because normally I do it at home, because just way cheaper and just way easier to get it. So
Yeah, me too.
the guys at IXL, Long Bar and Hobart are great. Evolve are great. There's a lot of great bars in Hobart. So has everyone on the stream been to Hobart?
Yeah, it was a long time ago though. I was down there for the Target Tasmania back in 2000. I think it was 2000, 2001.
Something years ago.
Yeah, right. I know, man. I know. I've got to get
why
down there.
Back down?
It's too far. No, it's not too far. I just haven't had the opportunity.
John hasn't invited you,
there.
Right?
Well, there's that too.
Which is really weird. I mean, look at you guys, you're twins, for crying out loud. Even wear the same shirt.
Fucking hell, look at that.
I
didn't have a Hobart shirt
tonight.
I didn't have a Hobart shirt.
Brad, make sure you hashtag. Brad,
like
make sure you hashtag gym junkies and
Under Armour,
gym beards and all that. We'll get heaps of followers, mate.
No, can't Vic. You can't mention Ginger on the podcast.
No, Jim, not Ginger.
Whoa.
Don't put words into my mouth. You can put whiskey in my mouth, but don't put words in my mouth.
Only a ginger can call another ginger.
Why is that Mr. Edwards not on the screen tonight? I seen commenting.
Who's that? Sorry?
Who?
Michael Edwards. Is that your mate from the stream?
Yeah.
Apparently he's a bit of a sook. He had a bit of a headache, so he wasn't able to.
Right. Not tonight.
Head on thick.
Is he the reason I'm not allowed to guest host? Like, is it him like blocking me because he doesn't like that interaction? That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, I think it's an alpha male thing. Can only be one. Yeah.
Jarvis, do you remember what distillery the ex-bourbon cask came from?
That one, I'm pretty 99% sure that was an 80-litre Hill Rock distillery cask.
Oh my god! No wonder they're so good. Shit! Damn! I never. There you go. Hill Rock.
Quite a few 40, 50, and 80-litre Hill Rock casks, and some of the best.
I'm gonna mute myself.
We can still see you, Vic. It's alive, mate.
But you can't hear me, so less editing for Wes when he puts it up.
Yeah, I really.
This is great, mate. My God, this is one of the best ex-bourbon casks I've tried.
See,
I can't believe it.
You're like
It's good stuff.
The best liar. It's beautiful. I love it. You just like tell me what I need to hear tonight.
My only regret is I didn't get another one. So this will be forever gone once it's finished. Have you got any more?
No.
About 20 minutes will be gone.
Does Ray got any more?
I know a guy.
Do I look like Ray? No, come on. I mean, I was in Melbourne for him, and people were mistaking us as the same guy. No, not really. There's no sense of that. But yeah,
he's only like 3 feet shorter than you.
Yeah. I realised when I was in Melbourne, I should have taken the cardboard cutout of him. I could have had him.
The Randy. Yeah.
Yeah, the Randy. Yeah. I've seen Alex's comment about the best dive bar in Hobart. I wouldn't call it a dive bar, but Grinners is the dive bar. You've got to go to Grinners. Basically, that's the hospo bar after every single other bar is shut. So there was one night there where it was a bit of a big night at the Gold Bar, which resulted in a lot of pain and blood and bruises. And the Gold Bar, Ian was showing up the Gold Bar, and then we went to Grinners. Like a handful of us went up to Grinners. No, we had a few beers and I think we had a toasty as well or a taco or something. So that's like the best place to go once everyone else shut their doors and every respectful person has gone home to bed. Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of similarities between the Gold Bar, Grinners, and Hats and Tats. So,
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Like there tends to be when you get on it, there tends to be a bit of blood, doesn't there?
This wasn't my fault though. Like basically, I was at the Gold Bar.
Who did you tackle?
No. Look, no. This was my tackle scar from the whiskey weekend. That's Simon.
Oh, holy crap! It is a scar.
Yeah.
That's funny.
You legend.
No, so the night of Grinners, though, that particular night was I was at the Gold Bar. Went to a club like 50 metres away with my mate, an underground club, because he knew the DJ. And yeah, no, I probably shouldn't tell this story. No, this is a story.
We need to tell this story, Alex.
Too fucking late, mate. You started.
No,
Everyone's in suspense. Come on, finish it. Finish it. Come on.
Maybe we save that for the after party.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Say it. That's why people tune into the podcast.
See, this is why we need Alex on the stream today. She's like a mediator. Yeah.
Where's
Save
Alex?
it for the Patreon. Save it for the Patreon.
Said nobody ever. Alex is a mediator. Like,
She was
really?
egging you on. What do you want about?
She started that conversation.
Bring Alex on.
I'm actually just going to have a little bit of the old chocolate.
Is that the
The one that you didn't, the one you didn't share with anybody, Brad, and didn't tell anybody. I remember that a few weeks back.
Who didn't share it? Me or him?
Both.
Oh, the cans into sample tubes. But I have just put new batch online now. We are having a batch available. So.
It's terrible, guys. I like. Oh.
We are.
Well, don't drink it all.
Yeah.
We're making
I'm
a
sure
boozy
it
hot
is.
chocolate
I'm sure it is, Brad.
Boozy hot chocolate out of that at the Winter Feast.
It's actually a bit hard to drink, which isn't a bad thing.
But then what happens?
You mean like
you
you got to chew on it?
Glass, you get a whiskey bourbon cask, tip it in over the top, slosh it around. You have like a boozy whiskey chocolate.
Jeez, if only I had a
Another bottle of Hobart.
whiskey bourbon cask.
Or just have full sample.
What did you kill, Adrian? You were killing something before, Adrian. What did you kill?
Mate, that was the rye, the smoky rye.
There's still a little bit in there, mate. I reckon there's a good 3 mil in there still. You haven't drained that completely.
Yeah, you're right. Hang on. Oh, I broke it again.
Like it's fucking empty.
You push it into that. You're not getting that.
It'll go in the infinity bottle later. Don't worry about
Yeah.
It's kind of what this glass is at the moment. It's actually all Hobart sample infinity glass. That's what that is. That's literally got bourbon cask, a pear cask, rum finish. What was the other one that I put away? Oh,
20.
the Dregs cask.
The what cask?
The Dregs cask.
The Dregs cask. Yeah.
What?
Right.
The Dregs.
When did I send you the Dregs cask?
You sent that to anybody that done the barrel and batch blending event.
Right. That was like a dozen of us.
Yeah. So that's that one.
Yeah, okay. I've got a few Dregs cask samples kicking around. I love Dregs casks.
It's fun.
It's sort of like that romance, like where you can't hate it because there's just so much going on, right? So you just got to drill down and flat the flavors. Mr. Edwards, what can you buy online at the moment?
He's fucking shopping. He's supposed to be here with us and he's fucking shopping for whiskey.
In
Type in Banter, get 10% off.
At the Whiskey Show in Sydney, we launched our new core range whiskey, which is finished in Pedro Jimenez cask, Solera, rated best whiskey at show.
Wow.
Sold out of all the stock that I took, mainly because, again, I've got a very aggressive selling tactic, which just involves me yelling at people till they buy things. So we've got our Solera online, we've got our Signature, which is our bourbon cask core range.
Did you say you have a PX for sale now?
We do. It's core range, mate. What do you?
It's
You not doing
Solera.
homework?
I'll be right back.
No, it's not
He
letting back.
It might have been.
It
might have been on.
So,
He might have been on 3%.
yeah.
Or he's
Let's
I
charge
just
the
put
phone so we
some
can
more
buy some
chocolate
PX.
liqueur in stock, and we have our whiskey liqueur as well, which got best liqueur at show as well. So,
sorry. So when you said before that, was it? Oh, that was the honey liqueur, was it? Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so we that is great at whiskey shows because people are going around drinking whiskey. Their palates get completely dehydrated. Then they come and have like some sugary whiskey liqueur. Still 35%. Still like got a bit of kick to it, but with honey and orange zest and sugar and a few spices. We fucking sell loads of it at shows. People love it.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Nice.
It sounds awesome.
It does.
There's only one Victor Nunez. Oh, that's funny.
So talking about.
along with.
Oh, sorry, Adrian, go.
Oh, I was just going to say, along with all that, John, you've got this this special release coming out as well on Thursday-ish, the maple bacon.
Yeah, so our
What
Wind
Nick
Feast
was
release
saying
day.
there.
200 bottles. It'll go live on Thursday at 1 o'clock through our newsletter.
1, 2, 3,
Actually,
197 bottles.
197.
197.
Yeah.
195 bottles.
It's it's one of the things. It has to be small batch, but it's also so unique. I do expect it to sell out pretty rapidly because I also need to hold back a few bottles for the actual Wind Feast itself. But I can't wait to share it. Like, yeah, I'm meant to be writing tasting notes tonight, but I'm absolutely not. I'm just gonna make them up.
Nice.
I mean, just
Do it now. Do it now, dare you?
It's easy
Just
to go
Google
for it, and you type in maple syrup and see what it suggests. And bake.
Vanilla, Fisherman's Garden,
Yeah.
pencil shavings, usual stuff. Christmas cake,
Incontinence.
Yeah,
yeah, Band-Aids, the whole lot, mate. It's just
yeah, like
the whole spectrum.
Band-Aids. It's a Lafroy cask for sure. So
Yes.
yeah,
Fisherman's
But,
Garden
yeah,
is always going to be my favourite.
That's the best one ever.
and then limited release. And I say limited release. So basically, our release will be coming out July, August as well. Maybe in time for Whiskey Week. We're talking about doing a Boilermaker event with Ian from the Gold Bar, pairing a beer with that. But we're not sure if we'll be able to pair a beer easily with a Lafroy cask. I suggested something sort of like a bit grassy and, maybe like a wheat beer. Is a wheat beer a thing? I don't really do beers.
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
If only we knew somebody that was into Boilermakers,
Yeah.
they might be able to
Do it like a Boilermaker Monday or something. That was yesterday.
Yeah.
I haven't seen a Boilermaker like that for a while. So, sort of
Oh.
surprised.
Yeah, it dropped right off for a little while there. But
Can't imagine why.
nah, I wouldn't for the life of a baby as to think why it dropped off. But yeah,
I did think I might see you this weekend that I was in Melbourne at the show. But no, unless
That's
you
all right. That's all right. All good. I'm slowly starting to get back out to events and get back to like a normality with the whiskey scene. So yeah, you'll
Is
see
it
this.
if you're self-conscious because you shaved your beard off and you don't want to be seen like in public, or
He's like
Yeah,
Samson.
that
He hasn't
too.
got
No,
his powers
actually,
anymore.
Yeah.
People have seen it. People do ask the question, what the hell happened?
Are you
It's what it
John's
is,
younger
but you know
brother?
what? We'll go back.
Is that the only reason you did it as a conversation starter?
No, it was legitimately because my child discovered that point in my beard. For those that are listening,
Bullshit! Oh, sorry.
it's the point where the chin meets the neck, that real soft bit in the skin, and the hair that
I haven't
grows off
seen
that.
that in
My
years.
daughter, well, I haven't seen it 5 years until now.
So Rachel,
gonna say, mate, I got-
but I mentioned
I
to
got-
Rach you'd shaved your beard off, and her first thought was, yeah, because just like pulling on beard. So.
Yeah, and that's pretty
Oh,
much
wow.
what it was.
Rach is very switched on, isn't she? She's very, very clever.
Oh, she is. Yeah, like sometimes too clever. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what does that mean?
She's studying psychology at the moment, and I'm really.
Oh
scared.
no!
Like,
Oh
no.
no! Look out, John!
So you keep your conversations very limited with her, I can imagine.
yeah.
Just listens a lot. Mate. Just
Just
listen.
need to consult, professional advice for answer this question. So.
Rachel's for those that don't know, Rachel is an absolute gun, and she does quite a few things for Hobart Whiskey as well that John should make more mention of.
I think for sure. Like she is the rock of the distillery for me. Like she basically keeps me in line. She does all of our dispatch, all of our labeling, all of our, just basically like product tracking and logistics. And on top of all that, just sort of is my grounding rod for ideas and everything. So, quite often I spend a lot of time on the phone rocking. We do a lot of brainstorming. Quite often we'll come to a solution that we think will work for whatever we're doing, or myself and Ben, or other people, other businesses that I work for Rocky for. And then Rach as well, sort of like that next level where I take an idea to her and she sort of picks it apart again. And that all, again, comes back to my whole thing where so much of my job is just talking, because I think better when I'm talking about something. But I can't talk to myself because it's crazy. You don't get a response. So I talk to people and, basically, lead people through business and then Rach as well. So she's amazing. She likes to sort of just be in the sidelines. I bet she's listening in now. She's probably up at the other end of the house listening to everything we're saying. She's got like,
Good.
bat.
Oh, like not online.
No, she'll just, she's out there.
Oh. Rachel, I'm hurt.
We've got to get our views up, mate.
Because we need
Exactly.
to.
We need to get our views up.
And look, I think we've already lost Alex, like our one biggest fan for tonight. Even she's pulled.
I know.
Yeah.
She's gone quiet. She's gone quiet.
Well, it's probably
help the old man
it's
chop
probably
some wood.
past her bedtime, really. So it's not surprising.
That's enough to pull her back on the live saying, "What?"
Exactly.
Yeah, no,
And,
she's definitely gone for sure. Yeah.
Vic, mate, you shouldn't have bailed, Vic, because there is a special release coming out on Thursday. So I hope you haven't spent all your whiskey money for this month, because you don't want you to miss out on the Thursday special release.
Mate, I've been fucking working 21 days non-stop. I got fucking plenty of cash to fucking buy this.
Oh, good. You can buy me one.
Given how punctual he was for tonight's stream, like he's going to miss out on the sale anyway. So
Yeah.
I always fucking miss out on sales. I always get the leftovers. Barrel and batch and everything.
But that's all right, because John was actually talking about how he loves doing private casts with people. So just, because you do your 21 days straight, just sign up for a
I'll have
cast.
to, no, mate. For all but I have to work 200 days straight. They're not cheap, private casts.
Vic. You're going to call it Vic's pick. Vic's pick. That's what I reckon.
Jeez, you wouldn't want to say that when you're drunk.
I've got a sample here. I don't know who sent me these. Who sent the 20?
What is it?
21-005. Thanks, Brad. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So that one took our category win for the World Whiskey Awards in 2022.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think it was a no age
shit.
statement, single malt, something. I don't know, like it's category win. So
What, this cask?
yes, you should have.
Brad, you too.
That's
You're
this one.
too generous. You are too generous, Brad. Cheers to you, mate. Thank you, my friend.
But see, the funny thing with awards, right, is I actually felt like that needed rounding out with a bit of bourbon cask batting into it. So it just shows how little I know.
Well, come on now. Like, that's not what it's about.
You're talking about the London Whiskey Awards. I don't think they're big fans of bourbon casks.
John's got a real got a real bourbon palate, like big time, right? So, you know, like it's more a case of just a different palate, I would suggest.
Look, I'm not
seriously.
And that's the thing. I do love. I try to make sort of whiskey sort of as rounded as possible. I think, and you know, to my palate, that's what I do. Yeah. So horses are courses, and that's the best thing about whiskey, and that's what I tell people
Absolutely.
when I go to whiskey shows. Like, I'm not going to stand in front of them and say, you know, this is the best whiskey you have. It's not even the best whiskey at the show, whatever. It's more just like, I make whiskey for me and I sell it to people. And I'm not offended if somebody stands in front of me and they're like, it's not for me. Well, they don't say that normally, like, I don't like it. That's fine. They don't need to like it, because if everybody liked the same whiskey, we would all be making the exact same whiskey. But
I'm so glad you said that. I've got a confession. I don't think there's been a Hobart release that I haven't liked.
Yeah. I like you, Brad. You're my favourite in this street tonight.
You know what? Yeah.
Are you in the closet, Brad? Are you in the closet? Did you just?
Mate, I can tell you're in the closet right now. So you know,
I've got Brad
back in your closet. So I'm going to say what I think about Hobart whiskey. The thing that I like the most about Hobart whiskey, and I've said this from the very first time that I've tasted Hobart whiskey, is that you guys release higher ABV whiskey, like cask strength type whiskey, that doesn't taste like cask strength like whiskey. It's just so much flavour. Vic's talking about the Tawny release just now. The other one that absolutely springs to mind for me is there was a sherry release that you guys did, and I would suggest that was like a sherry bomb to match the likes of Macallan and Glendronach, etc. And I put it down to the way that you guys. I don't know what it. Well, I think it's just the way that you guys release it at the right ABV. I don't know.
Where does the water come from?
Good.
There we go. That's what
it is. Oh, we might wrap this up.
He knew it was fucking coming.
Where do you want the water to come from?
It starts with T and ends in app.
From the clouds, I guess. I look up. First thing I do when I go to work, I look up. Is it raining? Am I going to go home today?
Okay, all right. So, one thing that you touched on, Brad, like we do take a bit of time with our whiskey. So, our rum release we did between Christmas and New Year last year, we had that in stainless for like 12 months. It was ready to come out of wood, but it wasn't ready to put in the bottle. So, you know, we've taken lessons from people that have done this way longer than I have. Tim Duckett especially, where he talks about beating his whiskies or like airing them, stuff like that. We'll get whiskey out of wood, we'll put it in stainless, we'll let it breathe. We do a lot based on gut feeling and instinct. You know, we might leave it in stainless for 3 months, stir it, put it in the sun, let it breathe, mix it back up, and then we might be like, all right, let's put it in another cask and, you know, toasted cask, try and pull out some of those, soften it up a little bit. Quite often we can't explain why or what we do, why we do it, but we do it just based on gut feeling and instinct. So, and then what we do is we get whiskey in a bottle, and then we'll let it sit for like, you know, 2, 3, 4 weeks, and then try it again. Just because I feel like whiskey changes once it's settled out, put in the bottle, and you cork it up and pour a dram. It's like, all right, we still have to sell this. And, you know, if at any point throughout this process we're like, no, we can't, it's not coming on, it's not doing what we want, we can't get it where we want, we either leave it longer or we put it back in wood or we move it around, we do this, do that. So, yeah, it's a bit of a, not even finesse, but just sort of, it's a luxury that we can do this though. You know, not every small distillery can do this. And ultimately our water comes from the tap and we run it through reverse osmosis to pull out all of the shit. Vic, there you go.
Do you put anything in it?
In the water?
Back in it? Yeah.
No, not a thing.
So once it gets filtered through osmosis, that's it. Whatever you get out of it. It's vodka and whiskey. Fair enough.
Yep. Is that the answer you want? What's the right answer to that question?
Well, I know a few distilleries to do that. You have to do that in the big cities, really. Albert's not that big of a city. It's pretty clean, especially you get the fresh air coming from Antarctica. But some of the other cities, you do have to. You can't drink tap water, basically. But yeah. One thing I was going to say about going back to the London Whiskey Awards, without taking anything back from them. To me, personally, bourbon cask is the best cask for any type of whiskey, whether it's a Scotch or Tasmanian whiskey.
100%.
To me, it's the best cask. But I don't think they're very big. They're big fans of. What do you got there? Ooh, is that barrel?
Yeah,
This barrel. Yeah,
barrel.
Nice. That is a great.
Because
great
I
whiskey.
love bourbon. I love bourbon cask whiskey. It's just what we do.
Yes.
Anyway,
have you heard our podcast with the big man from 291?
No, I maybe I don't know. I don't think
Michael
so.
Myers. Yeah,
Oh,
you gotta
that's
listen to that.
one, John. I can see that because it's got like the white line around the sticker. Distillers Collection Bourbon Rum. See, that was one of my all-time favorite releases. And I know they probably won't listen to this, but I feel like it was wasted on them because I ended up selling it for them anyway through their own channel. But I really enjoyed that. It was so fruity, so much tropical fruit, so much rum.
Yeah, I enjoy it.
Have you got your phone there, John? Andy?
Which John? Which John?
John from Melbourne.
Yeah.
I sent a sample of Albert all the way to New York, and I want to know what cask it was because I cannot remember. I'll send you the number of the cask, John, and you let us know. Give me a sec. Hopefully I don't drop out.
That's a nude, man.
Nah,
That's what. Yeah. Send it through.
I can still fucking hear.
John, sorry, Jarvis, you're talking about earlier. You're talking about shows. Like, where can we see you? Where are you going in the next little while?
Well, I'll be at the Winterfeast next week, and then I've got nothing else planned. Shows are difficult because basically I fly around, and I went to Sydney to launch our Solera, and it was great, like huge response, and I love the event. I love the guys running the show, but commercially it's probably not overly viable to go and do that heaps of times. I'm hoping and planning to get up to Brisbane on the 8th of October for the whiskey show, but only as a punter. I don't know if I'll have a stall.
Yes.
I think I just want to go as a punter and sort of like take it in, and because I've sort of realised a lot of so much what I do again is just talking to people and interacting with people, and I can do that without standing there pouring whiskey for them all day. So, and other show, I don't know. I mean, there's a plan. I've chatted with people about Queensland with malt whiskey show, I think it is as well, but. Mate, it gets expensive. Like I hop on a plane, I need accommodation, Ubers.
Not in Brisbane, you don't.
Yeah, but you sort of still need to factor that into the budget. And I was chatting to some people about this on the weekend. Like we go to these shows, and some of these vendors pour thousands of dollars worth of whiskey, to people that are already their customers, and it's great for brand loyalty and engagement, which is what some of these big brands need, but. When we're talking small brand, like that really eats into the actual operations of a business. So I love what David and Larry, Ollie, Chris, Emma, and Scott have done. Like I really do love the events and want to do as many as I can, and I will do as many as I can. But to be honest, I'm probably a bit burnt out of traveling. I've done a fair bit of traveling in the last 3 months. I did Sydney, Melbourne. Well, that's it. It's like 3 trips in Tasmania. So
you go to Canberra, aren't you?
What's that?
Are you going to Canberra this month?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, no.
Don't think so. Don't think I'll be there.
Who's going to be there?
I don't know. Maybe someone else.
When are you supposed to go to Canberra? This month? Or next month?
There might be a chance that our Hobart whiskey will be there, but I won't be there. So it won't be the same, you know. Like,
It won't be the same because I was fucking going to go. If you were going to go, I was going to drive down. It's only 2 hours from my place.
How the fuck are you going to drive 2 hours, have drinks, and then drive 2 hours home?
No, I'll sleep there. I'll stay there.
Just curl up under the counter, you know? Like,
No, Canberra is just
No,
Parliament.
Back of the
All
year.
that Canberra is Parliament, a few restaurants and bars, and hotels. That's all there fucking is in Canberra.
I haven't written
And-
it off.
and
I'm
a
not sure what it is.
Military museum.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I'll let you know. There might be a
If you go, let me know. I'll bring a bottle of Wild River and we can smash it in the park in the grounds of Parliament House and get arrested.
See,
In a brown paper bag, mate. You got to bag it.
Well, it's because everybody's so generous. So it's like you go to this event, you're like, you're going to be responsible. You know,
I wanted to make it. Sorry, Jarvis. I wanted to make it to that whiskey list show that you had, but I was freaking working all weekend.
What do you do? For
I had a
work?
bottle of carrying a bottle on my bag all weekend, and then anyway, how was that? What was that like? Was it nice? Did you guys enjoy?
Was that Sydney?
Yeah.
That was a great weekend. Like absolutely loved the weekend. So I flew in on Thursday. My mate Ray Daniel from Barrel and Bash, Webster's, picked me up, took me to the Brown Foreman industry dinner that we were late to because they lost my fucking luggage as it landed. Literally, the carousel's done 2 laps with nothing on it. And my
Who's the airline? Who was the airline? Jetstar?
Jetstar.
Fucking who else? It's the worst fucking Jetstar in the world. Airline in the world.
It miraculously showed up though, like, and it just came out in the carousel. This was my case full of whiskey. That's all it had in it. Like, I had all my clothes, everything, but this was my case of whiskey. Ray picked me up, took me to the Brown Foreman industry dinner with Stuart Buchanan, the rest of the Brown Foreman guys. Fucking great night. Ray drove me back to his place, and we just had a few drinks till like 3:30 in the morning, as you do with Ray. We talked shit, we caught up because we're good mates, we get along really well. Obviously, I was staying in this place, and then at like 6:30, after sleeping at 3:30, I woke up to like his son, like elbow dropping me in the head. You know, it's beautiful. I love it. It's amazing. Went to the whiskey show on Friday, 3-hour session.
Kid.
Do the thing. And I was like, fuck it. Tonight, I'm going to be responsible. I'm going to go back to Ray's place and staying there. Not going to drink till stupid o'clock. Just get an early night. Away from the show, like, we're both starving, hungry. We hadn't eaten. We stopped at Macca's and like just gorged ourselves on the exact same order. Like, me and him were like, you know, like this. Like, this is what we want. Like, yes. We sat in the car park and just like ate Macca's. Went to his place, had a few drinks. His brother was there. It was like 3:30. I thought, fuck, here we go again. But, you know, crashed on the couch. His dog's like bail on me and whatever. And it was like 6:30 again. Like, just waking up those kids. Love them to bits. Love the whole family. But over 2 nights, I think I was running like 6 to 7 hours sleep. And the Saturday I went to the show. 2-3 hour sessions, a lot of fun, a lot of great people, a lot of people I know. And there was like 8 o'clock, shows are done. And I was like, John, come out for a beer, come out for a drink. We're going to grab some food, a few drinks, be good. Yeah, no worries, we're right there. Went to my hotel room that night, ordered room service, and just fucking like passed out. But the show itself was great. Like, good people behind it, run well, no issues. I was in a good spot where I could basically just bait people in to come and talk to me. And that's what it's all about, you know, just like talking to new people, telling what we do. They don't need to like it. They don't need to like our whiskey. They just come and have a chat and have a drink, and away they go. So
That's what I wanted to know. So you recommend that next year, maybe Banter and Whiskey will come along.
Oh, there we go. Banter and Whiskey.
To the show. Hey, boys.
OB broadcast, mate.
Well. Did you drive down to Ray's place in Mittagong?
And while he drove, I just sat there and talked shit for hours.
Yeah, it's on. My house is sort of halfway, so I think next year we'll do a stopover.
Yeah, all right. Well, every time we stop at
no. Yeah, I'll get a lift off Ray. He'll gonna have to bust my house no matter what.
You can get a mini bus,
He'll never fucking make it home.
And even that trip, like, stayed at Ray's place 2 nights out of 3, and you know, I get back and I was like, well, we're sort of like a break even. You know, I can do a break even, but I get back and I'm absolutely wrecked from yelling at people at a whiskey show. you're in a room and the ceilings are low and there's 300 people. You are just yelling, and I've got a bit of a booming voice, so it takes it out of me. And I get back, and I'm just dumb, I'm deflated, don't want to do anything. So everything else suffers.
I reckon you did well to last the as long as you did, by the sounds of it.
No, it's fine. That's right. That's it. No, I was going to make a stupid, inappropriate comment, but we're still live, so yeah. I'm not going to do
Well, on that note, no, seriously, thanks, John. We really appreciate you coming on. It's always a pleasure. The information that you're willing to divulge to us and talk to us about, really appreciate it. So thanks for coming on.
Thank you guys for having me on. Look, and I did seriously mean it tonight. I couldn't remember if I'd been on before, because quite often I just come on and talk about stuff anyway. That's what I do, right? But thank you guys for having me on as a guest, not a guest host.
Mate,
don't forget I am a guest host every now and again. Don't give people the option.
Yeah.
Get me in.
Oh, definite friend of the podcast.
Absolutely, and we will get you back on. We will get you
Put it
back
this
on
way.
as a guest host.
Put it this way: you'll be sitting at our table at the Australian Whiskey Awards next year.
Here we go.
I don't know if I'm going to be welcome back.
He might have
You know what?
He'll have his own table.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe we'll be sitting at his table,
We'll see how that one plays out.
Always a pleasure to have you around us, man.
Thank you, gentlemen. Really appreciate it. Have loved it tonight. Brad, put up the link before we go, Hobart Whiskey newsletter. Get on there, sign up. You can win my knife. You can win a Hobart Whiskey. What are you doing?
I did. I put it up earlier.
I know. Put it up.
Yeah, it was there.
For the 3 viewers. No, sorry. Kill it off.
No, wait. The chocolate is still available. I bought a bottle of fucking chocolate. Brad, you didn't tell me that. You didn't tell me there was some chocolate there.
Yeah, John said it was still available.
Fuck you, I got a bottle.
It's available.
Okay, so for 2 listeners that are still with us at the moment, the chocolate liqueur is still available. Buy some before Vic buys the rest.
And it's cheap too.
John actually did mention early on in the podcast, when somebody wasn't here, that there's a new batch.
I was working, earning money to buy fucking whiskey.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Thanks, guys. Thank you all. We'll see you next time. Appreciate it.
Cheers, gents.